Right friends, welcome back to Facts and Figures for 7th week. This is from 13th February to 19th February. The first issue is National Deworming Day. This National Deworming Day is observed every year on February 10. The basic objective is to combat parasitic worm infections. Basically, in our country, due to poor sanitation habits because of lack of proper sanitation facilities, and at the same time in several places proper sewage treatment facilities are not available, and because of poor sanitation habits in our country, India is one of the countries worst affected because of this soil transmitted helminths, right. So please look into this picture. This is transmitted by contaminated food or soil because of poor sanitation habits in our country. This is quite on the higher side, and this National Deworming Day is observed every year on February 10, basically to control infections because of roundworms, right. So the tablet which is used for this is albendazole. Look into the next one. Name the state which became the first in the country for establishing cashless system for distribution of food grains. The state which started this cashless system for distribution of food grains through fair price shops is Gujarat. And here around 17,000 fair price shops have been enabled with Aadhaar enabled payment system, and basically the persons are required to carry only Aadhaar cards, right. Look into the next one. Name the country which released a special edition of Atlas for Visually Impaired. This Atlas for Visually Impaired is released by India. It is one of the achievements you can say, and this is released by National Atlas and Thematic Mapping Organization. This is under the Department of Science and Technology, and please don't forget Dr. Harshvardhan is the Honorable Union Minister for Science and Technology. And two things I would like to tell you, and this Atlas for Visually Impaired is considered to be the world's first Braille Atlas for the visually impaired. And second point is, it is made using indigenously developed our own technology, that is silk screen painting technology. So these two things are very important. Look at the next one. Union government launched a revenue insurance scheme for plantation crops. You may have a doubt what is meant by plantation crops. Plantation crops are just like tea, coffee, rubber, cardamom, tobacco, and various boards are available, and these will be implemented by various commodity boards like tea board, coffee board, rubber board, like that. And on experimental basis, this will be implemented in 8 districts of some states. And one important aspect is why this revenue insurance scheme is required for plantation crops. Because of the reason the growers are badly affected because of pest attacks, then adverse weather parameters, and because of these two reasons income loss is being caused. And the third important point is there is fall in prices because plantation crops prices are not that stable. Sometimes they fall drastically and sometimes they increase enormously. So under these circumstances, so as to look into the crop losses because of all these factors, now this revenue insurance scheme is introduced for plantation crops. Look into the next issue. Union Human Resource Development Ministry has constituted a subcommittee of Central Advisory Board of Education. What is the purpose of this Central Advisory Board of Education? The purpose is basically to look at girls' education and to look at the aspect what socio-economic factors are resulting into gender bias. The basic thing is to remove various socio-economic factors so as to reduce gender bias. So, low participation of girls. What are the reasons? For that purpose, the committee headed by Deputy Chief Minister and Education Minister of Telangana State was constituted. Kadiyam Srihari, Deputy Chief Minister and Education Minister of Telangana State, will look at this aspect. Look into the next one. Dr. P. Raghuram, famous surgeon of India, and at present he is the President of Association of Breast Surgeons of India, and he was awarded prestigious Dr. B.C. Roy National Award for outstanding service in the field of socio-medical relief for 2016. Socio-medical relief, when someone's contribution in the medical field is leading to social awareness, then this award is instituted. So, Dr. Raghuram's work is recognized because of his efforts for creating much needed awareness about importance of early detection of breast cancer. If breast cancer is detected early, then there is possibility of curing the disease if it is detected early. And two things I would like to tell you. Dr. B.C. Roy Award is the highest recognition for medical practitioners in our country, and it was instituted by Medical Council of India in 1976 in memory of renowned physician and former West Bengal Chief Minister Dr. B.C. Roy. Right? Look into the next issue. Name the country which became world's largest producer of solar energy. As usual, China. China is leading several indices across the world. They are the world's leader in wind energy, and now they became the global leader in solar energy also. They surpassed Germany's capacity. Now China is number one in solar also. Chinese production capacity is at present 77,000 megawatt. And our capacity is 9,000 megawatt. Our goal is to achieve 1 lakh megawatt by 2022, which looks Herculean task, and at present our production capacity of solar power is around 9,000 megawatt, and in comparison Chinese capacity is almost 8 times higher, that is 77,000 megawatt. So, in wind energy as well as solar energy, now China is number one. Look into the next issue. 81st National Badminton Championships were held in Patna. Men's singles title was won by Saurabh Verma and women's singles was won by Rituparna Das. Look into the next issue. Andaman and Nicobar Islands will have a railway line. Now, Union Railways Ministry has approved 245 km of broad gauge railway line. 245 km of broad gauge railway line project was approved for Andaman and Nicobar Islands. It will connect Port Blair in the southern part of Andaman and Nicobar Islands with Diglipur. This is the largest town in North Andaman Island. Look into this. This is group of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, in future, Andaman and Nicobar Islands will have a railway line. Look into the next one. All of you are familiar with Ambassador car. Ambassador car was considered to be a status symbol once upon a time, and production was stopped in 2014. And this Ambassador car manufacturer is Hindustan Motors Limited, and now Hindustan Motors Limited is selling the brand of Ambassador car. Not only brand, and related rights of Ambassador car are being sold for rupees 80 crore to French car maker Peugeot. Right? So, Ambassador car will become history. Already it became history as the production was stopped in 2014. And let us wait and see how the French car maker will try to revive in future. Look into the next one. National Women's Parliament. This is the initiative of Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly. This 3-day convention, which was participated by Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan was concluded at Pavitra Sangamam. This is the confluence place of Godavari waters with the Krishna river near Vijayawada. So, this National Women's Parliament was held at Pavitra Sangamam near Vijayawada, and the basic theme is empowering women, strengthening democracy, and another important aspect is Women's Reservation Bill occupied the center stage, and most of the speakers promised that 33% women in Parliament as well as state legislatures will be ensured in due course of time. Look into the next issue. Name the country which returned to the African Union after a gap of 33 years. The country we are talking about is Morocco, and Morocco came out of African Union in 1984 after the African Union had recognized SADR as a full member. Please look into this picture. This is the location of Morocco, which has got the coastline of both the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean. Look into the next one. 59th Annual Grammy Awards were announced in Los Angeles. Before going ahead with regard to this news item, all of us should not forget 4 important awards across the world. One is Excellence in Television Industry. Excellence in Television Industry, they are Emmy Awards. Then Excellence in Film Industry, all of you are familiar with Oscar Awards. So, for Excellence in Film Industry, Oscar Awards. For Excellence in Music, Grammy Awards. For Excellence in Music, Grammy Awards. And for Excellence in Theatre, Tony Awards. So, these things please don't forget, because quite often we come across these things. And let us come back to Grammy Awards. Here, Adkins walked away with 5 awards. She got 5 awards. And one important news item with regard to Grammy Awards is Sandeep Das of India, Indian tabla player, got award in World Music category for his Sing Me Home. This thing is very important, and this Grammy Awards are for music. Look into the next issue. Virat Kohli created record by becoming the first Indian captain to win 6 successive test series. 6 successive test series wins were recorded by Virat Kohli. Next important point is Virat Kohli's tally of 19 tests without a defeat. Out of 19 tests, India won 15 and 4 tests were drawn, and his record of 19 tests, and he created this when he bypassed Sunil Gavaskar's record of undefeated Indian team in 18 tests with 6 wins and 12 draws. And on similar lines, famous off-spinner Ravichandran Ashwin created history by claiming 250 test wickets in least number of matches. In 45 test matches, he has taken 250 test wickets. The previous record was held by Dennis Lilly of Australia when 250 wickets were taken in 48 tests. But Ravichandran Ashwin created a record when he broke that, and in 45th test he reached the milestone of 250 test wickets. Look into the next one. Wholesale price index based inflation rose to 30-month high of 5.25%. Here, subsequent to demonetization, and probably there may be other reasons, vegetable prices have fallen by 32%. Vegetable prices have fallen by 32%, but the biggest worrying factor is the prices of crude oil. Here, fuel and power shot up by 18%, and that is the main reason why this wholesale price index based inflation rose to 30-month high of 5.25%. Right? Look at the next one. Union Cabinet approved acquisition of subsidiary banks by the SBI. You can call it a merger also. So, 5 associate banks are going to be merged with the State Bank of India. So 5 associate banks are going to be merged with the State Bank of India. Union Cabinet has took the decision, and with regard to Bharatiya Mahila Bank, no decision was taken. And here if you look at 5 associate banks, State Bank of Hyderabad and State Bank of Patiala, State Bank of Hyderabad, State Bank of Patiala are 100% owned by State Bank of India. And with regard to State Bank of Bikaner and Jaipur, State Bank of Travancore, State Bank of Mysore, these 3 have got public shareholding, like you and me have got shares in these 3 banks. And all of you are familiar with the previous announcement by State Bank of India with regard to swapping of shares, right? So all these details are available here. Looking to the next issue, food grain output. Here I would like to tell you one point. The crop season is from July 1 to June 30, please don't forget. Not like our financial year, crop year is different. Crop year is from July 1 to June 30. Second important point is our previous record ever output of food grain production was in 2013-14 when we produced 265 million tons. Now as per the advance estimates for the 2016-17 crop season, or you can say crop year, food grain production is expected to be record ever 272 million tons. And here as usual, rice is leading with 109 million tons, wheat with 97 million tons, coarse cereals like ragi, basra, that is 44 million tons, pulses, one important aspect don't forget, pulses last year the production was 17 million tons and this year it is expected to be 22 million tons and our requirement is around 24 million tons. So import of pulses may come down when this 22 million tons target is met, right? Good news from agriculture front. Look at the next one. Edappadi K. Palaniswamy was sworn in as the 13th Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and governor granted him 15 days to prove his majority, right? Look into the next issue. Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Vikas Swaroop. All of you are familiar with the Slumdog Millionaire. This is Slumdog Millionaire. The film was made based on book Q&A by Vikas Swaroop. Vikas Swaroop has written the book Q&A, and based on this book, Slumdog Millionaire was produced, and Vikas Swaroop at present is Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson and he will be the new High Commissioner to Canada. Look into the next issue. Name the country which decided to unveil plans to build the first city on Mars by 2017. The country is oil-rich United Arab Emirates, and United Arab Emirates announced a gigantic plan, 100-year national project on which Gulf state would collaborate with the specialized international organizations and scientific institutions. Basically, it will establish a full-fledged city by 2017, and the new project will be associated with research themes featuring exploration of transportation means, energy and food on the red planet. Please don't forget, red planet is Mars. Lot of explorations are going on with regard to the livable conditions on Mars. Look into the next one. Google stated that Project Loon can predict weather systems also. All of you are familiar with Project Loon. Please look into this picture. These huge balloons will be flying at a height of around 15 to 20 kilometers, or you can say in stratosphere, and they will produce high-speed internet connectivity to the far-flung remote areas. That is the main purpose of this Project Loon of Google. And the secondary purpose, now Google came up that these balloons will be utilized for predicting weather systems also. And with machine learning algorithms, Google feels that they can also predict weather systems, right? And when people are talking about certain things, please don't forget, Project Loon is by Google. Then at the same time, drones are proposed to be used by Facebook to give internet connectivity to remote areas, and Microsoft is betting high on white spaces, right? These things please don't forget. Look at the next one, Operation Clean Money. This is Swachh Dhan Abhiyan or Operation Clean Money. This is the program of Income Tax Department, please don't forget. Operation Clean Money is the program of Income Tax Department, and notices were given to 18 lakh people who have deposited above rupees 5 lakh in their accounts with old denomination notes, and this is a part of this Operation Clean Money or Swachh Dhan Abhiyan. Look into the next one. Government decided to open 56 post office passport Seva Kendras. And initially they were opened as a pilot project at Mysore in Karnataka and Dahod in Gujarat. What is the purpose of this Passport Seva Kendras? Passport Seva Kendras at post offices will make services available to the people wherever Passport Seva Kendras are not available, and this will act as additional facility for giving passports to people. In future, with this implementation, several district headquarters will have post office passport Seva Kendras. Look into the next one. A 7-judge bench headed by Justice J.S. Kehar issued contempt notice to Calcutta High Court Judge C.S. Karnan when he was transferred from Madras High Court to Calcutta High Court. He questioned the transfer orders. That's why this contempt notices were issued. And other important aspect is, this is the first time in the country's history that Supreme Court issued contempt notice to a sitting High Court judge. Look into the next issue. Index of Industrial Production, IIP. These figures are released by Central Statistics Office, and it contracted 0.4%. And it is due to decline in capital and consumer goods output subsequent to demonetization, and the base year for IIP is 2004-5, please don't forget. And in Index of Industrial Production, please don't forget, manufacturing has got highest weightage of 75%, mining 14% and electricity 10.3%. Another important aspect is this core industries constitute 38% of IIP. These things please don't forget. And with this, we came to the end of facts and figures. And please do join for other modules and weekly editorial discussions from Monday to Friday. At the same time, comprehension discussions from Monday to Friday. Have a nice day. Thank you.